Switch over from Windsor to Ottawa, where the ongoing protest there is entering its third weekend. The CBC's Ashley Burke is on the ground right now on Parliament Hill. So Ashley, thank you for waiting for us as we were speaking there from Ellen. Talk to us about what's happening there right now, because certainly what is happening in Ottawa is markedly different from what we're seeing in Windsor, Ontario.
This is a completely different atmosphere, especially in terms of police presence. You know, walking around this morning, we saw very few Ottawa police officers. You know that the public safety minister has said that RCMP resources were diverted to Windsor. So that has really been the priority this weekend. It's quite a party-like atmosphere here, and a lot of families we've seen this morning with very young children, and that's been difficult for the police to manage because they say that this is could potentially be a volatile situation. They've warned people to take their children home, that they've been in contact with Children's Aid over those staying in vehicles and trucks here. But we are still seeing a lot of families here who say that they feel safe, and as well that they're fighting for their children over these vaccine mandates, and that's why they're here. They're not going anywhere. Some of the other scenes we saw this morning, you know, people soaking in a blow-up hot tub just outside of Parliament Hill. You can see beside us tents that have been erected right on Wellington Street. This was last night. They brought this in. Police tried to push these tents back and not allow them to, but it was a victory for the protesters. Inside there are donations and treats for kids that are being gathered in there. They've got some generators, things like that. You can kind of get a sense of the scene here and just the amount of people coming in from all over. Many from Quebec. We spoke to some as far as Southern Ontario who drove 8 hours to be here. A lot of individuals who say they lost their jobs because they had to be vaccinated, including those that worked at auto part factories. Some are parents that come up and are quite upset and angry, saying, look, I can't take my kids to school, to swimming classes or to hockey practice because of the vaccine mandate. So that gives you a bit of a sense of the crowd that's showing up here today just for the weekend that haven't been here during the week.
You know, I'm wondering about the effect the police action in Windsor has had on people there. Are people talking about it? Has that made them emboldened or think twice about taking part today?
Everyone we've spoken to about the police presence and some of the hefty fines police have warned of, the new injunction saying that tickets could be up to $100,000 or a year in jail for blocking traffic or bridges, that is not deterring them. We've had individuals say that that will not stop them in any way. It doesn't scare them. And many here do seem emboldened, and they feel that those types of tickets or arrests are unconstitutional. So it's not something that anyone here is saying is going to make them go home. And it's certainly a challenge that police are facing. We've heard a lot of warnings from them here in Ottawa, but not a lot of police stepping in and taking action. They were trying to, for example, seize fuel earlier on in the demonstration, and that stopped. We see people going right by police with, you know, wagons full of fuel. So it's really been a challenge for the police here, who say that they're outnumbered, that they need more resources. They have called on the federal government for help. The Prime Minister said that, and the federal government has said that more RCMP are going to be here to help with that, but have not revealed how many and the specific numbers. And we know a lot of that is likely tied up right now in Windsor. The Prime Minister also yesterday said that he thought that Ottawa had the resources, had not exhausted the resources they had to deal with this, a comment that upset City Council here, who said that's unfair, that they do need additional resources and that they cannot handle this on their own.
Well, you know, as that debate goes on as to whether or not Ottawa has enough resources, of course, people who live in Centretown and downtown Ottawa, they are having to live through, again, this third weekend, more than 2 weeks with this protest. What has it been like for people who live in the downtown core?
And there is an injunction because, as you remember, there was nonstop, incessant honking day after day. And residents here, they filed a class action lawsuit to stop that. But today we have heard some honking going on from truck drivers. It's been sporadic, but there has been honking, so a violation of that injunction in some cases. Residents are frankly fed up. We've heard cases of individuals, because of their race or because they were in masks, being harassed just walking outside trying to go to the grocery store. Some have left their homes downtown because they do not feel safe or comfortable here. The treatment of residents downtown, they feel like they are being held hostage, is the quote we hear a lot, in their homes, and have frankly had enough and are aiming their criticism at all levels of government for passing the buck to one another, as well as the police for not stepping in and doing something up until this point that has allowed individuals here to paralyze the streets for going on week 3 here.
Ashley, thank you for this. We will speak again as we continue to track the very latest with this Parliament Hill protest. But for now, thank you, Ashley Burke in Ottawa.